you've ever felt like budgeting is just trying to squeeze your entire life into a spreadsheet that silently judges you, that's not because you're bad with money. It's because most budgets are built for robots, not real people. And real financial success doesn't come from tracking every single penny with obsessive precision. It comes from building smart, flexible categories that actually reflect how you live your life, not how you wish you lived it. Categories that don't just tell you where your money went, but actually protect your goals and support your lifestyle at the same time. To make this system actually work in real life, you need to structure your money into what I call the 3 core spending buckets. Because almost every dollar you spend falls into one of these 3 decisions. First, fixed obligations. This is your foundation. No flexibility, no negotiation. Rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance, transportation, and one thing people constantly underestimate, minimum debt payments, because that is not optional spending. That is a contractual obligation. And if you ignore it, everything else in your financial system starts collapsing under interest and penalties. Second, lifestyle spending. This is where your life actually happens. But this is also where most budgets completely fall apart. And here's the mistake people make. They label this as fun money and leave it vague. That never works. Instead, break it into real behavior. Subscriptions, dining out, entertainment, online shopping. The key here is flexibility. These are expenses you could cut in an emergency without affecting your ability to survive or keep a roof over your head. And third, the most important bucket for your future, wealth building and risk protection. This is where you stop reacting to money and start directing it. Emergency fund, retirement contributions, extra debt payments toward principal. Now, people love quoting the 50-30-20 rule, but that's not a strategy. That's just a starting reference point. Real financial control means adjusting those percentages based on reality. Are you aggressively paying off debt? Are you investing heavily right now? Your money structure should adapt to that. Now here's where most budgets break. Spending leaks. Those small daily purchases that don't feel important in the moment, but slowly destroy your cash flow. So instead of ignoring them, you categorize them properly. Let's start with health and wellness, not just insurance. Real spending, prescription co-pays, therapy sessions, preventive health routines. If it affects your physical or mental well-being, it belongs here. Then you have pet expenses. And if you have pets, you already know this is not a fixed monthly number. It comes in waves: food, vet visits, grooming, medications. So it needs its own category. Not hidden, not mixed, separate. Next is maintenance and repairs. This is the category people always ignore until it destroys their month. Your house and your car are constantly wearing down assets. So if you don't assign money monthly, you are basically scheduling a financial emergency. Even $100 a month for maintenance can save you from a $1,000 surprise later. Now let's talk about something most people underestimate. Infrequent but predictable expenses like holidays, birthdays, anniversaries. People treat December like a financial shock, even though it happens every single year. So instead of reacting, you plan. If you know you'll spend around $1,200 a year, you don't wait until December. You build a holiday and events fund, maybe $100 a month. Same thing applies to school expenses, seasonal spending, annual renewals. These are not surprises, they are cycles. And now, the most important principle of all, radical honesty. Because a budget based on your ideal self will always fail. If your real spending says you spend $300 a month on coffee, food delivery, or impulse buys, you do not pretend it's $50. You put the real number, not to judge it, but to see it clearly. Because budgeting isn't about punishment, it's about visibility. And once the numbers are real, you finally gain control. At the end of the day, your budget should never feel like restriction. It should feel like a structure, a system that protects your essentials, supports your lifestyle, and builds your future at the same time. Because when your categories reflect reality instead of fantasy, you stop surviving month to month, and you start actually directing your money with intention.